Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing a lovely, absolutely beautiful indie deck, and I actually won it on a giveaway on Instagram. I think it was about December last year. I have been using it for a few months, and I thought it was only fair to give the deck creator a review because I absolutely love it. So this was created in 2021 by a lovely lady from Hong Kong called Charlotte Mui. And this is in French, and it translates to the Eye of the Soul Tarot. And so it comes with this beautiful hand-bound little guidebook as well, which I always think adds to like a nice personal touch. It's all in kind of like colour all the way through. And in the giveaway, Charlotte actually included some of the postcards artwork from the cards, which I love. As you can see, it's all watercolour. And it's absolutely beautiful. Charlotte has been an artist and a tarot reader, and she first got interested in tarot at the age of 15 by her aunt, and it took her 10 years to create the deck. So let me show you what you get. First of all, it comes in this lovely kind of like box with information there. The deck was created over the course of 2 years as well, and there's like how to care for the deck inside the guidebook. And it says, dedicated to my aunt who taught me magic and my mum who taught me to believe in it. So this is always like a lovely little finishing touch to something. And on the back it says first edition 2021. 86 cards hand illustrated by Hong Kong artist Charlotte Mui. The deck has an honest personality and is capable of throwing temper tantrums used at your own risk. So yeah, it's really cool. So first of all, we look at the guidebook, and there's lots of information packed in this little guidebook there. And there's the same like kind of like, you know, thank you to her aunt and her mom. And then there you go. Charlotte actually introduces the deck. It says, thank you for picking up the tarot deck and its accompanying guide based on more traditional Rider-Waite-Smith along with some non-traditional bonus cards. The deck is comprised of 86 watercolour illustrations that I painted over the course of a year and a half. Being an extremely personal deck, each card was painted with specific memories and scenarios in mind and are filled with whimsically dark symbolism. These are not only manifestations of how I view the world, but are also meant to help illustrate the complicated nuances of life. The translation, which literally means Eye of the Soul, because sorry I can't read French, refers to the intuitive elements within each card as well as the intuition you would need to read them. It does not matter whether you're a complete tarot newbie or a skillful reader, anyone can learn to read. I was 15 when I began my tarot journey by finding my aunt's decks hidden away in the back of a dusty shelf. I began reading with the RWS image deck, but something was always missing. The bland imagery just didn't resonate with me. That's obviously Charlotte's own personal opinion. And since then I've dreamed of creating my own deck, and nearly a decade later I did. And then there's how to read the deck as well. This contemporary tarot deck is now a practice of self-reflection, shadow work and healing. Many would describe the cards of a set of mirrors. So, you know, it's just like, you know, the standard basic information in here. The deck personality. How Charlotte reads. As a tarot reader, I often divide the deck into 3 sections: the major, the 40 cards of the minor, and the remaining court cards. Therefore, the cards are also separated into the 3 sections and identified by how colourful they are in accordance to the level of information and details the card could offer. I personally read intuitively with the help of visions, so I don't necessarily read with upright or reversal cards, which is also why the keywords in this guide don't separate them. And then you go on to the major arcana. She says the first 22 cards of the deck reign over major life changes and events. My aunt also used to say that if you can read well enough, all you need are the 22 trump cards, which is very true, because that's based on, you know, the old Marseille style of reading. A lot of people still only read with the 22 trump cards in Europe. By reading with only the major arcana, the narratives told within a reading are simplified into the main messages. That's also how I've read tarot for most of my life. The major was a big project in 2019, which started around the same time the protests in Hong Kong began, As therapeutic distractions, these cards are, in comparison to the minor arcana, much more colourful and detailed, with familiar and also new symbolism for readers to interpret. As mentioned earlier, interpretations are similar to visual analysis, in which symbols and icons are hints to help you find the context of the reading. So it says, within the major arcana, you may notice there are two sets of characters: those that look vaguely human and are more influenced by academic realism, and those that look more like pudgy clowns. This is how I separate the events and changes that happen in the physical realm and those that happen in the spiritual or mental realm. So it's so nice to, you know, read what the creator says about the deck. You know, you don't always see like this much, like, you know, personal information in a guidebook. And so she says that if the major tell of major events, the minor speak of the more mundane day-to-day details. The minor arcana serves as supplementary information to the majors and is especially helpful to read for those who would like more direct messages. To correspond this, the minors are painted in grayscale or monochromatic colour schemes, and the characters have broken limbs. This is because I like to think of limbs as mere connectors between our bodies, soul, and tools, hands and feet that are used to reach our goals. Within the minors, I've separated them into two parts: aces to tens and the court cards. And she says the aces to tens, the first tens of each suit, I've been told, are rather haunting in comparison with the rest of the deck due to its ghostly protagonists. This is mostly because these cards are even more so merely guides to help you along your path rather than messengers at the major arcana. So this is so cool because the enigmatic ghosts in each card is there to vaguely show you the direction without giving away the plot. And then what's good about this deck as well, which you'll see when I do a walkthrough of the deck, you've got 16 court cards and you have others here. So you've got the pages, then the knights, and as bonus cards outside of the Rider-Waite-Smith, witches are the alternative to the knights. They often serve as counsels and seek to create rather than to impose. Witches are artists in their own right and choose to be indispensable in ways that do not put them in the spotlight. And then you've got queens and then kings. Based on urban myths in Hong Kong, the four guardians, which you got the four added cards at the end, symbolise the stage after the king and queen, whose only goal is to protect what is important to them. So you've got the added bonus cards in the court cards, and obviously, you know, you can take them out or leave them in. I've been leaving them in for an extra added message, but if you just like 78 cards, you can just take the added bonus cards out anyway. So you've got like all these lovely little kind of, I absolutely adore it because Charlotte's absolutely adorable, because she's given like the meaning of the card as well. In the physical world as represented by the view of Hong Kong, and so it's very like kind of influenced by Charlotte's home, which is absolutely lovely. And there's a little note there: the original painting was bought by my partner before we started dating. So that, you know, it's just so lovely to see so much hard work, and there's artist notes on the bottom of each card as well. And I'll tell you what I have noticed as well, there's some, I don't know whether this was intentional by Charlotte or not, but some of the cards have got like a kind of a Thoth vibe to them, especially the Emperor. And it's just lovely, the amount of work and love and creativity that's gone into the whole deck. And I really appreciate that. So there you've got the majors and then the minor arcana court cards. So you've got like basically Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles, all the way through. And then you've got the Witch as well. So they're all in order. The Witch of Cups, talented and intuitive, uses what they learn about people's personality to create new things like art. So it's lovely, you know, you can get so much out of this deck. It really is a really cool deck. And then the minor arcana, you've got keywords, aces to tens, so all based on Rider-Waite, and that's all you need sometimes. You know, as I said, you know, I keep saying in these videos, less is more. We don't always need like a big 300-page guidebook. You know, this is suffice enough. you know, you can get what you want out of it. And obviously, if you're a new tarot reader, without using the extra cards of Charlotte's deck, you can actually just find, you know, some basic Rider-Waite decks anyway. And so, like at the back as well, you've got example spreads and thank yous as well, which is lovely. She's, you know, thanked everyone who's been involved with the process of the deck, and to the 249 Kickstarter backers who supported it. And it's really lovely. So she's listed every single person who supported the Kickstarter deck on here, the Kickstarter campaign on here, which is really, really lovely. So there's a bit about Charlotte at the back. Hi, I'm Charlotte Mui, Hong Kong art maker, closet writer and tarot reader. Some like to call me a witch. And then somebody's like obviously give a little part there about Charlotte as well. And then Instagram, it's at @SeamWeens, and then website is www.bananarolls.com. and this is the first edition, published in 2021, so it is almost 1 year old. So let's have a look at the deck. It's on that rose cardstock, so it's not the sticky, overly sticky stuff that you can't shuffle. It's just the right texture for me. It's gilded as well, and as you can see, like, it's a pretty thick deck, but obviously if you took the extra added cards out, it would be just slightly thicker than a normal size standard tarot deck. So I had the Fool. There's the Fool. So let me show you some of the cards as well, so we'll walk through. So all the majors are absolutely beautiful. I love Charlotte's style of art and the watercolors as well. She's an incredible artist. Remember what she said, like, about this like kind of squidgy people in the decks. It's lovely, you know, because she separated like the, you know, the spiritual and the physical, what she said in the little guidebook. And so the king, you know, the empress and the emperor have like classed as real people. The Hierophant, on the other hand, isn't. He's kind of like, it looks to me like he's in between. So, and the Lovers as well. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's just incredible artwork. And then you've got Strength as well. And then the Hermit, that is beautiful. Like a kind of a ghostly Halloweenish kind of figure in a field of forest of mushrooms, holding like a lamp there, which could be a pumpkin if you wanted it to be. And then we have Fortuna. So you've got some divination cards there, a candle, and all these ghosts kind of trapped in this crystal ball. The Justice card is gorgeous as well. That is just so cute, the Hangman. It's just really, really cute. It is a lovely, lovely deck. The Death card, look at that. Look at the face on that Death card. That is just perfect to me. And Temperance. And then the Devil. So Charlotte hasn't shied away from making the more kind of like traditionally kind of like, you know, sinister cards in the tarot. She hasn't kind of fluffed them over. She has like kind of like kept the symbolism as it's meant to be. The Tower and the Star. Oh, look at that cuteness. The Moon and the Sun. And then we have Judgment and the World. So these are the majors of this tarot deck. And then we go on to the ones. Charlotte did say, obviously, that all the major Arcana cards from 1 to 10 are kind of grayscale monochromatic. The magic happens when you get to the court cards. So just at a glance, I mean, if you're doing quite a large spread for people, you'll be able to like see how many minors, how many majors are in the cards, and how many court cards as well, you know, in the spread, and how many court cards. And that is a really good visual to have sometimes. And what I also like about it as well, it's not a busy deck, even though like it's filled with artwork. It's not a busy deck, so you could actually see what the meaning is supposed to say. So it's just lovely. I mean, it's all very kind of Rider-Waite based, meaning, you know, the person standing by the cliff waiting for the ship to come in. In this case, it's fish on this one. These are kind of mer people on this one, on this suit. So there's the 4, and then the 5, the 6, the 7, and then the 8, then the 9, and then the 10. And so we come on to the ones caught. So they're in this kind of like I would say like a salmony pinky orange colour, but you can see the energy because there's reds and oranges and yellows in it. So the energy of fire is very much you know, in the court cards in this deck. So you've got, she's also numbered them as well straight on from the system. So you've got the 10, obviously the 10 of wands, and then we're going to the 11, the 12, which is the knight, and then we've got the witch, and then the queen, then the king, and then the guardian. But obviously, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you don't want to use the extra added cards in the court, you can just take them out and just use it as a standard 78 card deck. So now we're on to the swords as well. The aces are all very similar in appearance, you know, with the hands and the tool they're holding. 2 of swords, and there's 3, 4. As you can see, it's very kind of like Rider-Waite-Smith based, as Charlotte explained in the guidebook. So there's absolutely no difficulty in using the deck at all. You know, you can use it like, you know, you would a standard Rider-Waite deck, or with a separate guidebook, if that's your thing. And so the swords are all in like this lavender purple, which is lovely. And there's some blues in as well, and it's so lovely. I love that knight. And there's the witch, the queen, the king, and then lastly the guardian. So let's have a look what Charlotte does say about the guardian of swords in here, just to give you an idea. Okay, the winged lion in the guardian of sword represents justice and strength. Even if they get hurt in the process, they will not stop fighting so long as corruption and equality still persists. So you can see you can get like kind of a little bit more added if you leave these cards in your reading. So you can see like the lion is there, and also the swords as well. So there you go. So we've got the ace now. We're on to the aces, and then the 2, 3, 4. I just love this kind of vision that Charlotte had about the people not being totally connected, and it really does make sense. 7, 8. There's the 9. And then the 10, and then we have the page, and the court cards for this suit. The cups are all blue, and so you can see at a glance, you know, if you remember, you know, purple swords, cups is blue, wands is red, and pentacles is like the green colour. So it's really easy. I love this visual aspect of it. It's, you know, as I said, at a glance, if you've got like a huge spread on a table, you can normally like kind of like within a couple of minutes see what's going on anyway, even before you've started to read in depth. I love that King of Cups and that Guardian. And so we're on to the last suit now, which is Pentacles. See that person there has got like kind of scars on the body. Nine and the 10, and then we come into the quartz again last. So we've got the page. I love these like fawn kind of like people on here as well. They're lovely, absolutely lovely. There's the knight, the witch, the queen, the king, and the guardian. So that's all the cards in the deck. So if you look, if you fan the deck out, well, this is obviously in order, but if you fan the deck out, you can see like the kind of visuals you can get from the cards. All these dark grey ones are all minors, and then these are the cups, pentacles, swords, and then the red ones are the wands, and obviously all the multicoloured ones are the majors. So it works absolutely perfectly as a tarot deck. It is a complete work of art, and you can see that there's so much love, care, work and attention gone into it. And what I can also see as well, I can also spot the difference always between somebody who's created a deck who is a tarot reader and somebody who's not a tarot reader. Because to me, I didn't know Charlotte was a tarot reader actually until this morning. You know, so to me, you can tell because there's a lot more attention to detail, and there's a lot more love gone into the decks. So thank you for watching. This is the Eye of the Soul Tarot. It's available now. I think if you check out Charlotte on Instagram or a website, which I mentioned earlier, you'll be able to see. At this moment in time, she has just started a Kickstarter, and she's making the most beautiful Lenormand deck. So it's all over Instagram. You can find it on my feed as well. You know, we're helping her out to achieve the goal and, you know, follow her dreams. And so, yeah, the artwork is slightly different in the Lenormand. I absolutely adore that too. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate your time sitting down to listening to me ramble on for a good 20 minutes. So, have a lovely day, guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow, where I will be reviewing Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle, which is a brand new Oracle deck by Rockpool Publishing that's coming out at the end of this month. So thanks, guys. I hope you have a lovely day. See you soon, and lots of love.